Welcome back to the CJ Silas Show. One of my most favorite in the business, a guy I've known since really I started my career. I would say not only is he one of the best minds ever in college basketball, but he has one of the biggest hearts as well. He's Dick Vitale joining me on the CJ Silas Show. Hello there, sir.
Hey, CJ. Great to see one of my colleagues making it big. Wow. When I first knew you, I don't think you were thinking about interviewing me on this national show.
It was the first time we physically met. We'd talked before, but we physically met. I'm pretty sure it was the NCAA tournament in Charlotte, North Carolina. And if I got my dates correctly, because I'm aging, it was 1994. And you and I worked on the 3-point shootout show together. Remember when they used to do that, like the obstacle course with the kids?
Yeah, absolutely. I do remember that. I remember Charlotte was really big for me because really some great things happened for me career-wise in terms of endorsements all out of Charlotte. I remember vividly some guys said they were observing me, and I didn't know they were, and they were trying to evaluate whether they wanted to use me in some kind of a promotion, and they said they couldn't get over the kind of relationship I was having with all the fans. So I do remember Charlotte. I do remember the 3-point shooting.
1973, you started as a head coach at the University of Detroit, thinking that your career was probably going to head down the coaching ranks, which it did, but not forever, because then later on in 1979, you were one of the first to call a college basketball game on ESPN. As a kid, was TV something you always wanted to do, or did it just kind of fall in your lap?
No, never even thought about it, CJ. My goal was, as you said earlier, to be a long-term coach. And I was like a boy, a ball, a dream. I went from a sixth-grade classroom in 1970 to coaching in the NBA 7-8 years later. And it was just, my career was just exploding in my early 30s. And between then, I was the head coach at the University of Detroit. A lot of people don't know I was the youngest athletic director and head coach in the country. Detroit made me an athletic director as well to try and cite me to stay because the dollars weren't very great there in those days. But then the Pistons came, and I ran for the wrong reason. I belonged in college, and I went to the NBA. Things didn't work out. I got fired. I got fired November 8th, 1979. I remember that date just like I remember my anniversary with my beautiful bride of 48 years, Lorraine. But I can tell you this. It was the best thing that ever happened. I didn't think so at the moment. But then all of a sudden, I get a call about maybe 10 days after I got fired. Scotty Connell was running ESPN remotes at the time, called me and said, Dick, he said, you don't remember this. He said, but I was the executive producer on NBC when we did your big game in the Sweet 16 was a David Goliath, Detroit against number 1 in the country, and that was Michigan. And John Wooden and Kurt Gowdy were the announcers, and I was in awe that they were announcing. I mean, both were genuine superstars. And I gave a little talk to my team before at practice about greatness and how Coach Wooden and Kurt Gowdy epitomized greatness. And Scotty told me we lost a heartbreaker that night. When he left, he said, Kurt Gowdy and John Wooden said to him, hey, man, I like that young guy's enthusiasm, his energy. You should think of hiring him. He said, well, I've just been named the head of this new network in terms of remotes, and I want you to do our very first game on December 5, DePaul, Wisconsin. CJ, I'll go to my grave knowing that I did the first major college basketball game in the history of ESPN. I actually said to him that day, you get a kick out of this, ESPN. They tease me about it all the time. I said to him, are you serious, ESPN? That sounds like a disease.